Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel Quaint. Once upon a time there was a concept in physics, concept of luminiferous ether. You might have heard this name, ether. That was called at that time luminiferous ether. That means according to the scientists at that time, light needs a medium for its propagation, and that medium was named as ether, luminiferous ether. So what was the necessity of that hypothetical medium? Experimentally that was not known, that was completely hypothetical. According to the scientists of that time, a medium was required for the propagation of light, and that medium was named as ether. And to prove the existence of ether, there was an experiment conducted later by Michelson and Morley. The experiment popularly known as Michelson-Morley Experiment. And most surprisingly, according to the results obtained by them, was surprising actually. Okay. The result of the experiment obtained by them was surprising. They found no difference in the speed of light. Means what? Means in their experiment, known as a Michelson-Morley experiment, in their experiment they measured the speed of light in two different directions. One direction was parallel to the motion of the earth and another direction was perpendicular to the motion of the earth. Perpendicular to the direction of the motion of the earth, and in both the directions they got same results. There was actually no difference between the speed of light. So there was a question came to their mind. What was the question? Question was, ether does ether really exist or not? That was the question. But later Fitzgerald, George Francis Fitzgerald and Henrik Lorentz, they proposed an idea. Why they proposed the idea? Just to save the ether theory. According to them, according to George Francis Fitzgerald and Henrik Lorentz, according to them, ether really exists. And to save that hypothesis, they proposed an idea. You can see the mathematical equation on the screen. You can see that L is equal to L0 into root over of 1 minus v square by c square. Here, what are these? Here C is the speed of light through ether. C is the speed of light through ether. V, small v is there. V is the velocity of the object relative to the ether. Relative to ether, v is the velocity of object. L0, that is the length of the object relative to the rest frame. And L, that is the contracted length relative to an observer. So that is the mathematical equation, mathematical expression, and this expression was proposed by jointly, Fitzgerald and Lorentz. So that equation or that hypothesis is known as Fitzgerald-Lorentz contraction hypothesis. Because here you can see, since root over of 1 minus v square by c square, that quantity is how much? That is less than 1. That is less than 1. Therefore, L0 into that less than 1 quantity becomes less than L0. That means here L is less than L0. Here L is less than L0. So, what is the meaning of this? Meaning is contraction. Meaning is nothing but contraction. Or you can analyze this way also. You just take the ratio L by L0 from that expression, L by L0, which is equal to root over of 1 minus b square by c square, and it is obvious that root over of 1 minus b square by c square is less than 1. So L by L0 is less than 1. What is the meaning of that? L is less than L0. So L is the contracted length with respect to an observer. So why? Because in Michelson-Morley experiment, the setup that had arms, and there was actually a contraction. Means according to Fitzgerald and whom? Fitzgerald and Lorentz. According to them, there was a contraction in the arms of the experimental setup. And that contraction can be measured or can be calculated by using this expression. And since this thing happened during the experiment, so the experiment was unable to find the difference between the speeds of light in two different directions when the experiment was done. Experiment was done to know the difference between the speed of lights into different directions. But this contraction in length in their experimental setup, that balanced that difference, and that's why the scientists or Michelson and Morley didn't get any difference. That was balanced out due to this contraction. So this was the actually Fitzgerald Lorentz contraction hypothesis. Later, in the year 1905, you know Einstein's special theory of relativity. According to Einstein's special theory of relativity, this formula is correct. L is equal to L0 into root over of 1 minus b square by c square is correct. But for the propagation of light, no medium is required. According to Einstein, for the propagation of light, no medium is required. That means the concept of ether was not used by Einstein. Ether was not required for his calculation or in his equations of special theory of relativity. The concept of ether was not required. So according to Einstein, ether does not exist. But this formula is correct. Why correct? This formula means the same formula was obtained by Einstein, but the problem is that explanations are different. According to Fitzgerald and Lorentz, explanation was what? They actually tried. They made an attempt to save the ether theory. And that was their explanation. But according to Einstein, this is the consequence of the theory of relativity itself. Means this is the consequence. This contracted length, you can see the length contraction. This contraction in length is the consequence of the effect of relativity. There is a change. Means according to Einstein, you know, space and time both are relative. Okay. There is no absolute concept of space and time. Both are relative, space and time. And they are the consequences of theory of relativity. That means according to Einstein, this length contraction happens due to the relativity of space and time. According to Einstein, this is correct. But later, right now we know different experiments have already been done. Okay, such as in case of particle accelerators, and so many things are there. Cosmic ray muons are there. Okay, in different experiments we have got that yes, Einstein is correct. Einstein's theory is correct, and the medium ether, that is not required. Okay, so you can see here in this discussion that the formula remains same. Formula for length contraction, that remains same, but the physical explanation, there is a difference. There is a drastic difference in their physical explanation. And now, unanimously, the theory of Einstein has been accepted by all the physicists, because today's experiments prove that, already proved many times in many cases, that Einstein's theory is correct. Okay, anyway, so this was all about today's topic. Topic was what? Topic was Fitzgerald, then Lorentz. Fitzgerald-Lorentz contraction hypothesis. Okay, so what? So this is the end of this video. If you find this video fascinating, if you have already found this video fascinating, so please in that case like, share and subscribe to our channel, and this is the end of this video. Thank you for watching this video.